Hello, this is Rachel Cunningham, and you're listening to Joyful Love, episode 55. If you're ready to bring joy and connection back to your marriage, stick around. Each week, I give you the tools to up-level your thinking, open your heart, and bring joy and fun back to your relationship. Because it's not enough just to stay married. We want to love being married. Hey friends, so today is my first time recording this podcast on video. My amazing husband, Chris, had a brilliant idea to record it on video and start uploading it to YouTube and, possibly grabbing a few sound bites here and there to create social media with. So I think he has absolutely brilliant ideas. And sometimes I actually choose to stop being such an independent little know-it-all and actually listen to his ideas too. In all seriousness, though, it's a great idea, and I'm excited to start offering y'all a video version of this on YouTube. I'll also start posting the video, the link to the YouTube channel on my Facebook group. So if you're not part of that group, head over to Facebook and join the group so that you can see updates of when I post those videos on there. So I'll put all the information to my YouTube channel in the show notes as well, so you don't have to miss a beat. You can go there and find out all the information you need to watch it. So, and you would think that for the first time I make a video, I would actually take the time to let my hair dry from my shower. But I got to keep it honest here. I don't like spending time blow drying my hair. And it takes a few hours to dry. So occasionally, y'all are going to see me with wet hair. I do promise to not show up in my PJs, though. That's where I draw the line for now. Okay, something else that happened this week that I want to tell you about is this. I took my oldest child, Ollie, who is 22 years old, to a Brandi Carlile concert. We love Brandi Carlile. She's amazing. Me and Ollie love her. And we had an absolute blast. It was at an outdoor event place here in Nashville, Tennessee. And due to rain and lightning, right before the show started, they evacuated the area. So we ended up running in the rain, in the lightning, with thousands of other people to the nearest restaurant. And we were soaked by the time we got there. We ended up having to wait about 2 hours for the storm to pass, but the show went on and it was incredible. And, I actually think the rain and the impromptu dinner date actually added to the fun, honestly. And I was reminded how when our kids were young, occasionally Chris and I would, schedule out our calendars to make sure that we were taking each kid out individually on a special date. And it's really special taking one kid out alone, isn't it? And, and I'm finding that it's just as fun to take our adult kids out alone too, if not even more fun, right? It's so much fun to just kind of get to go out and be friends with your adult kids. So fun. So, and of course, family time together is also great, like when you all get together. But to take a kid out and to be able to actually give them your undivided attention is really special. And I don't want to take that for granted. And, and that doesn't change the older they get. So me and Ollie had an absolute blast by ourselves going to the Brandi Carlile concert. And if Brandi is not on your listening queue, I highly recommend her. But do be aware, she will make you feel all the things. I can't listen to her song Evangeline without getting super teary-eyed. And, if you're a mother, I am sure you're going to feel the same way. So that's what I did this weekend. That's the fun that I had this weekend. But let's dive into today's topic. I'm excited to talk about this more on the podcast because it's really something that I have struggled with and did the work to really self-coach myself through and work with my own coach on. And it's something that for the most part, I've learned to take control over in my own life. And it really does affect so much. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about energy, specifically our physical energy. So there's several different types of energies, right? From our emotional energy to the energy that we bring into a room full of people, depending on what our mood is and how we show up in life, right? And we can mean something very different, such as our physical energy, our ability to simply feel alert and alive and physically energetic to go out and do the things that our soul wants us to do, right? So all three of these, our emotional energy, our moods, and our physical energy are all related, and they intertwine in some ways, and they all have an effect on each other. However, today we're going to focus mainly on our physical energy. I do a lot of talking about the mind and the soul, but today we're going to talk about the physical aspect, right? And how that your physical energy can affect every aspect of your life, including your relationships, which is what we also talk a lot about on here, right? So now, to be clear, I do think that every human has a different level of energy. And especially as women, our energy levels can fluctuate, right? Depending on where we're at in our menstrual cycle even. And I've seen some people who have a natural lower energy, even though they purposefully live a very healthy lifestyle. And I've seen people with extremely high energy, even when they're not necessarily taking excellent care of themselves. So wherever you fall on the energy spectrum, I want you to know that you don't have to be as energetic as someone else. You don't have to be as energetic as, that friend of yours that you're constantly wondering, how in the world do they get so much done, right? You don't have to be as physically productive as someone else. Part of understanding energy is accepting where you're at right now, instead of beating yourself up about it. So criticizing yourself over your lack of energy is simply going to cause your emotional energy stores to be zapped as well. And that's going to zap even more of your physical energy, right? Because they are, like I said earlier, they're intertwined. So where am I personally on the energy spectrum, so to speak? Personally, lately, I've been taking a nap most afternoons so that I can make the most of my days, right? And I've decided not to make that a big deal. Like, my energy has lowered as I age, and that's not a big deal. I need a 20 to 30 minute nap most afternoons so that I can, get that rest that I need and wake up and go about my day again. Other people don't need naps, and nothing is wrong with either. It's so easy to compare ourselves to someone else who doesn't have our genetics and who don't have the unique life that we have, right? So even if you're a low energy person and have a small plate, drop the judgment of yourself right now. You are who you are, and you have the life that you have. Own that and understand that it's okay to be uniquely you. Now, what I do want for each and every one of you, and for myself, is for us to have the optimum energy that matches our specific makeup. And the reason I want to focus on this today is because so many people are walking around like zombies and feeling like shit half the time and not being able to focus, procrastinating because of their low energy, and not going after the desires that are on your heart because you're so exhausted. You can't even imagine going after those desires because you're physically drained. So the first step I want you to take today in creating more energy for yourself is to get honest. Really have an honest conversation with yourself about your health, about the way you treat your body. Not what culture or other people are telling you, but what does your highest self say about the way you treat yourself? Are you getting the nutrients you need? Do you drink enough water? Are you drinking too much alcohol? Do you move enough? Do you rest enough? Right? Total honesty. As you answer these questions without a drop of judgment for yourself, right? Can you be honest without being judgmental? The answer is yes, you can. It might take some intention, but you can. So answer them from a neutral place. You're just gathering information here and getting honest with yourself. If deep down your body keeps saying, hey, more energy is possible, better health is possible, it's time to listen. It's time to listen to what your body is trying to tell you. I want you to understand your physical energy. I want you to stop pushing yourself. I want you to rest when you need to. And I also want you to treat yourself in a way that creates that optimum energy for yourself so that you can go again and enjoy the life that you want to lead. Again, physical energy isn't just about your body. It's actually your body that carries out what your mind and your soul wants, right? So it's important to treat your body kindly. So that's step one. Get honest with yourself. Have the tough love conversation with yourself. Ask it, what do you need? What do you need more of? What do you need less of? And then listen to your body. Take notes. Okay, step two is to understand your reason for wanting to create more energy, for wanting to get healthy. Find your big why for wanting to make these changes. Now, if you're socialized as a woman in this world, most likely when you tell yourself that you want to get healthy, it's deeply rooted in wanting to look a certain way. We are inundated with images and messages that tell us we're not good enough if we don't look like the fittest models on the health magazines, right? So most likely the changes that you're trying to make are in hopes of looking better in your swimsuit this summer, or to look better for that upcoming trip so that you feel confident around new people or around your family or around other friends, right? So when these are our reasons to look better by a certain time, we end up rushing the process of becoming healthy. And when it doesn't work by the middle of summer, we give up. So we have to change our reasons for getting healthy. We need to shift our focus to how it will benefit our daily lives. I deal with these thoughts too. Just because I'm a coach, just because I've done a lot of work on this area, doesn't make me immune to having thoughts and criticisms about my own body. I personally have an ideal weight that I feel best at, and confidence seems to show up easier when I'm at that weight. But it goes beyond looking how I want to look in my favorite jeans. When my brain wants to focus on the way I look, that's where I get to call bullshit on my inner critic, right? I get to be onto my brain when it tells me that I'm not good enough if I'm 15 pounds over what I want to be. It's when I get to refocus and put my attention on a bigger reason to care for my body. To care for it because I genuinely love my body. Because I'm grateful to it for carrying out what my soul desires. And then I get to focus on what loving my body actually means to me. To me, loving my body means genuinely caring for it, nurturing it, supporting it, almost like mothering my own body, right? How I would care for a baby, right? I would give it all the good things. I would make sure it was healthy. Right? If I'm genuinely loving my body, that's how I want to show up for my body as well. And that includes talking kindly to it. Loving my body means that when I look in the mirror, I don't berate it by saying it should be less lumpy or more tight. Right? It means looking in the mirror and purposefully looking for the good. Loving my body means thanking it for carrying 3 of the most incredible children. It means thanking it for waking me up every morning, thanking it for carrying me through my day, and supporting and carrying my soul and mind's desires. And then when I really focus on what my body does for me, and I'm grateful for it, I want to care for it on a whole new level. My choices in life, my choices throughout the day aren't because I'm beating myself up. It's because I'm genuinely loving my body. I want to make sure that I'm living in a way that supports this body that I already love. Not trying to change the way I look in my body so that I can love it, right? That's backwards. We got to flip that. We got to love our body so that we treat it well. Not treat it well so that we can love it, right? That part doesn't work. So if my joints hurt, I want to have a conversation with my body. I want to say, hey, body, what do you need from me? If my energy is low, I want to say, body, how can I help you feel better? How can I give you more energy? If my stomach hurts, I want to say, body, is there something that I'm eating that you don't like? Notice how starting with genuine love for your body allows you to have a kind conversation with it. So why do you want to treat it with respect? Simply because you honor and love your body, because you're grateful to it. And then step 3 is to be willing to be a detective of your own body. Be willing to test and try different protocols until you find one that you feel really good on, right? Until you find one that you're like, oh my gosh, I love this way of eating because it's giving me energy, right? It's making me feel good. It's helping me sleep. It's helping me, be alert, right? Be the detective until you find that best way for you. Now, there are some basics that we know about nutrition and what gives us energy, right? We all need protein, right? I think most of us don't realize how much protein we might need, especially as we age as women, but we all need protein. We all need those healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, all those healthy fats that help feed our brain. We need those. We need veggies, right? We all need more water during the day. We all need some sunshine every day. We need movement. And if you make these simple changes, your body is going to start thanking you. For some of you, this is all you'll need to make these simple changes, and your body is going to respond. But each and every individual must be their own detective, so to speak, about their own body. There's a lot to learn about your unique body and what it needs to give you the most energy possible. For example, I noticed at one point that dairy was really harsh on me. My body did not like it. So for the most part, I avoid it now. Occasionally, I'll eat some sharp cheddar cheese on my tacos or some cheese on my pizza, but it's not too often because if I eat too much dairy, the inflammation in my joints increases and my energy decreases. But I had to be willing to try different things and to bring awareness to how my body responded to different foods. Being the researcher and detective of my own body is what helped me to start to slowly increase my energy. And you can make this fun. If you're, especially if you're a natural researcher and if you like learning new things, just adapt that same mindset to your body for a while. It's fun to learn new things. It's fun to be the best student of your own body. So let's get started. Look at the energy-giving questions that you need to ask yourself today. Again, they're simple. How's my nutrition? Am I getting the rest I need? Am I moving enough? Is my nervous system on overload constantly? These questions are going to present you with lots of actions. Many times you'll want to take them all at once. And if it takes a while to tweak things and to try things for your unique body, or if you feel overwhelmed by the decisions and consistency you're trying to create, many times you'll want to say, just fuck it. Being healthy is too hard. And you'll want to go back to just accepting that you don't have any energy, right? But when you work towards change, especially in the area of creating, lifestyle choices that are a big change from what you're used to, you're also going to have a lot of emotions come up, like sadness, possibly loneliness, frustration, stress, guilt, shame, anger, worry, fear, not feeling good enough, feeling deprived, feeling bored, right? And we're going to talk about what to do with those emotions next week. Emotions deserves a whole episode all on its own. But for today, I just want you to focus on the energy that you want to create, because physical energy is the best reason to increase your health. Let your big why go beyond how you look in your favorite jeans or a swimsuit. In the end, I promise you that does not matter. Love your body completely and fully exactly as it is. And have a conversation with it. Ask it, hey girl, what you need from me that you're not getting? How can I help you? And then be willing to be the detective of your own body. Be willing to test things to see how much energy they give you and how you feel. And then come back next week to discover the secret of commitment to a healthier, more energetic body, which is feeling your feelings. That's the secret, feeling your feelings. So I will see you next week as we talk more about that. And hey, if you're getting a lot out of this podcast, I encourage you to let others know. Share the love. 2 ways that you can do this. You can share it with your best friend or your sister or anyone that you feel might benefit from it. And number 2, you can go to iTunes and rate and review the podcast. That helps others to know what to expect from it and to know that, hey, I'm going to get something out of this, right? So share the love, and I will see you all next week where we talk more about what to do with those pesky feelings. Thanks for listening to Joyful Love. If you'd like to know more about my work, come visit me at rachelcunningham.com. That's Rachel spelled with an A-E-L, Cunningham.com.